Before we enter this story, allow me a brief reflection on time. From the moment we open our eyes to life, we are thrown into its flow, a silent current that carries us without asking permission. We can measure it, mark it, divide it into hours, minutes, seconds. We can trap it in dials and gears. But change it? That is not permitted to us. Time does not bend to desires. It does not speed up when we ask for haste, nor does it slow down when we beg for a pause. Have we not all experienced the sensation of a beautiful moment dissolving too quickly, as if slipping through our fingers? We close our eyes and wish for it to last, for the hand to stop, for the instant to stretch into infinity, and other times the clock drags on. On a monotonous day in a waiting room on a sleepless night, time gains the weight of lead. We look at the dial and swear the hands have fallen asleep. We wish we could push them, hurry what lingers. But time does not obey. It runs when it wants, lingers when it sees fit. And in the end, perhaps wisdom lies not in controlling it, but in learning to inhabit it, to be present, to feel each tick as what it truly is, the sound of life pulsing. Think about that. It was drizzling softly, as if the city were breathing slowly, and I was walking through the streets on my way back from work. I was new to the city, without friends, without family, only with my job to keep me busy and silence as company in my spare time. A normal day like any other for everyone else, but not for me. Something stopped me from going home that day. On my usual path, there was a house I loved to stop and observe. It wasn't large. A small garden in front, white roses in the centre, pale as if they held moonlight, and a grey stone path that wound its way to the entrance. I didn't know it, but someone was watching me from a window. I never knew nor suspected it. Otherwise, I would never have stopped to look. But with nothing else to do, just me and my mind wandering in front of that captivating house, I imagined what it would be like inside. Who would live there? I asked myself in a low voice. I had never seen a light on in the windows, nor any movement that signalled life. The house breathed in a silence so complete it seemed suspended in time. Anyway, I stopped wondering and came back to myself. The air had cooled and the wind brought the damp smell of approaching rain. A grey and cold day, November I believe, and the clouds pressed in the sky like a warning. I didn't want to get wet, so I quickened my pace. A few meters from the house, a sound stopped me. Something hitting the ground, small and metallic, a clinking that seemed to echo longer than it should. Curious, I went back and inspected the pavement. Near the garden entrance, I found a watch, a small pocket watch someone had left behind. The lid was closed, the metal cold as if the night had already touched it. I looked around, but saw nothing and no one. The street was deserted, the facade silenced. How strange, I thought, turning the object between my fingers. I observed a little more, and the street remained empty, as if the city had held its breath. I put the watch in my coat pocket and continued on my way without thinking further about it. When I got home, the rain was already pouring down and I was completely soaked. God help me, even the rain was against me. The night passed and the new day arrived. With work to do and a column to write for the newspaper, I stayed home that day, only going out the following morning. At 6 a.m, the alarm clock rang and it was time. I got up in an instant, got ready, had breakfast, and was about to leave when something made me stop. The watch I had found the day before. It was resting on the sideboard, as if waiting for me. I put it in my pocket and left the house. Between the moment I left home and arrived at work, the watch made some strange noises, a muffled click, then another, as if something inside it was adjusting its pace. I didn't have time to check what it was. I didn't want to be late, but I was suspicious and questioning myself. There was a curious weight to that metal, a density that wasn't just matter. I felt it more as a presence than as an object. Work swallowed me up as always. People running from office to office, pages to edit, news to prepare, and my boss grinding my sanity. But all for a good reason. I loved my work, the noise, the bustle, the writing, the news we would make known to countless people, all in a small space where a dozen souls literally tripped over each other to get everything ready and in order. 5 p.m. The sound of the factory, right next to the office, woke me to the end of the day. A long whistle that entered my bones and reminded me that time outside hadn't stopped. Well, there's nothing like being the last to arrive and the first to leave, I thought with a sly smile. It was time to go home.